What is going on, everybody? It is Lukey Boy here. In this episode, I'm going to try to do a 0.4 ETH into 1 ETH challenge. Very simple, very easy, nothing too extravagant. But in this current climate, in this market, obviously it's a little bit more tough. I haven't been doing a huge amount of trading recently. Of course, I've mentioned before, I've been doing the free mints and taking advantage of any of those that I can flip. But overall, compared to what I've done in the past, at times, it's nowhere near. It's probably 5 to 10% of what I've done. Definitely back in like November. I remember last bear market, which was nothing like how it was here, right? But the last bear market or down market in NFTs, I actually made some decent gains. And I didn't really employ the same kind of tactics or kind of, attitude towards this current downtrend because for obvious reasons. Yeah, things were kind of, not kind of bouncing around like this. Even like now they're kind of bouncing a little, but it's again like 10% of what it was doing across collection. So, if you've got 100 collections now, instead of 100 kind of bouncing around, you've now only got 10. So that means if you choose the other 90, which is obviously a lot, there's obviously a good chance that you'll potentially pick the wrong ones, then you're going to have issues. So again, like I'm focusing this video on the fuck avatars because they're decent entry price and I can pick up a handful of them. Obviously right now I only have 2, but I've got bids in under the floor. So what I'm looking to basically play here is some bids under the floor. I've got another 2 bids active, and in the last 12 hours I've got these 2. So we'll see what happens obviously over the next couple of days. But I basically had 0.4 ETH that I have, and now I'm looking to basically play some trading based on these. Now obviously the time frame for this is going to be unknown, so there'll be a part 2, part 3, part 4 as and when that even happens. But in this wallet I'm only going to having the avatars, and again I'm always going to be using my ledger, this thing, for this because again, like I mentioned, I actually had an NFT transferred out my wallet somehow. I still to this day don't understand how, because it was a wallet that I barely use, as in I've got many different wallets now, so I'm trying to reduce risk of potential issues with that. And I don't understand how it even got transferred out. The only interaction with that NFT I've had was obviously buying it off OpenSea, which there's nothing wrong with doing that. Like there's nothing, buying through OpenSea doesn't, as far as I know, allow anything to then be transferred out, right? Because you're interacting through OpenSea, it's their platform and everything. And the only other interaction was minting an NFT with that NFT, but it was for the so the collection that I had allowed you to mint another NFT through the same collection, through the same project. And obviously you have to go onto their website and you have to then mint, just like you do for every single mint. That's the only other interaction I've done. So it's just very unusual, the fact that got transferred out. It was a transfer rather than anything else. Everything else was fine. It was just that one NFT that got transferred out. The only interaction I did was through their website to mint another NFT that they released. So unless their website had some sort of flaw, but then you would assume that a lot of NFTs would also have been transferred out from other people if it was actually through that, because there was like 2,000 people that minted that collection. You would assume that there'd be a lot of transfers, which doesn't seem to be the case. So again, these things happen, right? But again, this is why I'm now making sure that every account is on this, because the only reason I didn't have some accounts on this is so that I can mint on my phone when I'm out. Because if there's a mint that happens to be at a time that you're out, it's very annoying. Either you stay in all the time and prepare for it, and you might not even mint the project. So basically you can't do a lot because your time, you've got to wait around, can't go out, can't do this, can't do that because, oh no, 7 p.m. I've got to do a mint. But it doesn't mean that you're going to mint them. It just means that there's a mint, that potential has opportunity. You never know. And in the past, I've had mixed results. I've gone out and missed mint and I've lost 0.4 ETH. I've sat in for 5 potential mint, and they've all been crap. And obviously I then not gone to the gym or something because we go to classes and they're at certain times, so I have to go at like 6 or 7 p.m. and a lot of mints at 6 or 7 p.m. Lithuanian time. So let's get cracking. This, if you don't know how it works, all it is you basically connect this device to your wallet, you sync it, and it means that every time you want to do a transfer, for example, like if you're a little bit of a demonstration, you want to do a transfer, if you want to, even if you want to sell it, right? Click the sell button. Let's just do that for now. I'm not going to do that, but it will come up here on MetaMask, and you will basically have to open MetaMask. Oops. Well, we can click that, fine. The annoying part is it gets rid of OpenSea, but it's basically saying that I can't confirm this because my wallet, this isn't connected, right? So that's what you want, because if someone got access to my account somehow, did something, they'd have to be doing some sort of MetaMask transaction to transfer it out of my wallet. So we're going to go ahead and obviously reject that. Issue now is I guess we can go back. So my plan is just to make some small profits on the fuck avatars, because if I can get some small profits on 4 or 5 of these, then those what's the total accumulation of those profits? So we're not looking to be greedy here, definitely in this market. And again, if things go south, then I'm very happy to have these NFTs for the longer term, for as long as it ends up being, because because I really like this project, I believe in the artists, blah 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 blah. It's one of instead of just buying things that you think are good because they're low in price, but you don't really know the in-depth, history of the project as much as you might on others. I like to keep it pretty easy and no problem. So I'm going to pause the video just to connect my ledger. All you do is once you connect it up, it asks for a password. You set up the password and everything, and then you basically set it up to be connected to Ethereum because it supports many different cryptos. And then it will allow you to do it. So we're just going to pause the video and then we jump to that now. Okay, fine. I've got it connected. And another thing that I've mentioned before, just so you know, when you put basically this is what I've been doing. I've been going onto the Fuck Avatar collection and I've been putting in a bid across the collection. So here, you can see here best offer. That's basically for anyone that wants to accept any offers. And you can actually see here, 4 minutes ago, 0.05. So this is people offering a certain amount. It's a bit annoying because all the expired fall under the same batch, but if you have an NFT itself, you can click here and you can go ahead and see the offers here. So you can see here, I've got the other 2 offers in here. This person's higher than me, but then I'm back in here and then actually it drops quite significantly after that. So you can potentially see, if I see that I pick up another 2, I might be able to actually then put another bid in at 0.055 and pick it up. Because the way that I see, what is the kind of going rate for this, is I come down here into activity and I basically see, what are people accepting in terms of the bids. And there is some 5s. If you go down here, there's not many. 6666. 7. I have seen 5. Maybe I have seen them before. So actually, right now, there we go. That's a 5. Yeah, that's the 1 5 I've seen. So you might be able to get a quick bid. It might be, I won't put the bids for long. I put the bids at 3 days long so that they expire and I can resubmit. Because you don't necessarily want a project to collapse, and then your bid's actually really high. So so that the bid actually ends up being higher than the floor, because that can happen. If you leave your bid open for a month, you never know what's going to happen over a month. So I'll always do it for 24 hours or 3 days so that it expires and I don't have to pay gas to cancel that. But you can see here, I'm picking these NFTs up for 0.062. I picked these up for here. You can see, and the other one's exactly the same. And actually, if you look at the floor, it's pretty close to 0.08. So what's my thought process here? What price am I looking to sell them at? I'm looking to basically sell them around here. And so that doesn't take a lot of energy on my part. It's there's 8, 9, 10. Obviously, the sales per day are pretty low, but all you need is a little bit of a pickup, just 25 here, 7, even 7. It depends how quick that 7 is. 35. Yeah, there's gaps in here, right? But that's fine. You don't expect it to be instant. You just expect to play the game. So I actually got 2 alright mint collection. I got a 4,900 rank and a 7,000. This one's pretty cool. Could probably try to get a little bit more of a premium on this, but it's not really much different. It just looks a bit better than this. But ultimately, I don't care too much. Unless there is a chance that you're going to get like a really decent one, like a 800. People are just desperate to get rid of it, and they're like, you know what, no. But it's a bit of lottery. And the only issue is that you can, on some of the bigger collections, get people that have scammed them. And what you'll see on the NFT is basically a warning to say this has had suspicious activity, and it may mean you cannot even sell it on OpenSea. You can go and sell it on other platforms, it's just OpenSea. So in theory, it's like it opens you up to some risk in that sense, but it also opens you up to the opposite of risk and opportunity by getting under the floor. So let's go ahead and list these, and I'll go through what I'm looking to even make on them if they sell, obviously if and when, and we'll go through the I want to do something like this, 9.9, probably something like, we don't want to do just 7 days, I'd like to do like 14, 1, oops, that's not right, start today, end there, something like a 2-week period. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a rough thing. The one thing you've got to be wary about is fees and creators fees. So anything around 5%, or 0 obviously is the best, 2.5%. This is a little bit up there, but it's still manageable. So it's 9.4, as a double check, 2.5 plus 6.9, 9.4% fees. So if I take 0.099, this is what I'm looking to sell this at, minus 9.4% in the fees, it is 0.0896. So it's basically 0.09. Yeah, it's around, it's just shy of 10%. Shave off that, you know, you got 8.9, right? So you minus what I bought it for, and because I paid with wrapped ETH, I don't pay the gas. And I'm not going to be paying the gas on the sale, because all I'm going to be doing is selling it. There will be actually a small gas fee to initiate the collection, which I have not, because it's a new account, I haven't paid. I'll show you that in a sec, so you can actually see the costs attributed to this kind of thing when you go to list on a collection at the very, very beginning. Let me just grab a quick drink. But once you've listed under a collection once, it's always free to relist. So it's just a one-off fee. So that's why I'm trying to focus on one collection, because then I'll have that one-off fee at the beginning. Every other NFT after that will be free to list on this account. If you have another account, if I create another account next week and do it, there'll be another fee. You know, so that's the only downside with this kind of thing. In the future, I don't see it being there, but it's a slight barrier to entry, a little bit of friction to actually sell, because you have to pay up front a little bit of money, but it's so small that it's not too much of a problem. And you could just wait until the fees are pretty small to list your NFT. So what I'm looking to do is I'm just looking to sell it at this price minus my 0.062 entry fee, and that gives you a 0.0276. Well, I rounded this up, but ultimately it's about $40 per NFT if I'm selling them all. Right, if I get more, and obviously I sell it at the same price, and it will obviously be 40 times however many. And that's at the current price of Ethereum. So of course, either looking at the Ethereum, or you could look at the percentage profit gain on the flip. So I'm paying 0.062. If we divide that by 0.062, we're looking at like a 44% profit on that, if you're looking in that sense. Or if you're looking at USD, this is USD, or if you're looking at ETH, then it's ETH. So back here, 14 days, that's fine for me. Approved collection. Let's just come in here. And this is what I'm talking about. This is where, do you give the permission to access all of your FAQ avatars? It's basically anything under that collection that's related to this project. So you can see here, it's going to cost me 66 cents. So I'm going to go ahead and click the approve, because now my ledger's plugged in. And what it actually says on this stick is review transaction. So basically you just go across to the accept and send. You can reject it if you think it's weird. Accept and send. And you can see now it's just going to initiate that little gas fee transaction. So it's got to initiate a transaction now to approve my collection, or approve fuck render and the fuck avatar collection. Then we get this MetaMask thing pop up. You want to make sure it's always Seaport, because that is OpenSea here. See OpenSea Seaport. Again, all of that stuff you won't understand, but sign it. And then you will have to then sign again on your ledger done. So it's very simple. It's just that you have to keep plugging in your ledger. And now your item's been listed. Obviously, I can double check that's the right price because I sold a fuck avatar before for the wrong price and it pissed me off. So be careful. Triple check your list price. And then we're going to go ahead and jump over to the other one. Now, because this one's slightly worse off in rank, I'm going to price it just a slither under the previous, just to give it its proportionate weight, so that people, obviously both are going to sell, but where the ranking is a little higher towards the 10,000, which is the worst number, it's an 8,000. I'm going to sell it just a little discount lower because ultimately, if I'm making what's I making $40, I might make $38.50. Not really a massive difference. It's not really about the micros. It's micros. It's about the accumulative sales. 0.098. Is that right? Yes. Obviously, you can look at the dollar value there. We're going to go ahead and do exactly the same thing. 14 to the 28th. 14 days. Again, now that we've initiated that original transaction to sell the fuck render stuff, we can scroll down and we can sign, because now we don't have to do all that stuff. It's just the one confirmation, which is free. So now everything on this account related to fuck render, not fuck render, fuck avatars, will be free. So I've now listed that one. So these hasn't updated yet, but if you then want to obviously check, you can check. Come in here. I don't know if it's going to show you all. Okay, here we go. So that's my one. And also this is my one. So it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 11. Is that one? Yeah. 12 and 13. And you can see, in theory, you could even potentially minus 9.4%. You could even make profit here. That would be 0.062, 0.01. You could make this much profit selling it here. You could even sell it at 0.079 and probably make 0.9. That times 2, $30. I mean, we're not trying to be excessive here and greedy. If you could do that a day, every day, $30. If you could do that a couple, $30 times 10 is $300 a month. And there's nothing really too complex in that. You only need to have a bit of a run. Not even a bit of a run, like no run almost. You need, because there's many times over the history we've had a little pump in volume. You can see it's in sales, sorry. And people aren't instantly going to start listing for sale the second it starts to pick up. It will obviously start to pick up here. It gets to like 0.1. People will then realize, the floor price is going up. It's not instant. Yeah, there will be people that happen to know at the time. But by then, you've already sold yours because it's starting to pick up down here. There's many times that people pick up 10 at once. If you go down here and you look at who this bit, which is who it's going to. So this person got 2. This person got 2. Give it a sec, because sometimes there's obviously not. This guy got 4. It's looks like that's not a sale though, so not too worried. This person got, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This guy got 12 in one go. So if you look at the time, 4:46, 4:46, 4:46, 4:46, 4:46, 4:46, 4:46. And if you want to know how they did that, they went to X, Y, Z. Oh, you can't see it at the top, but I put Genie X, Y, Z. Give me a sec, let me try. Okay, it seems the website's down, but ultimately what you do is you can go on here, you can go onto the collection, and then you can basically click however many you want to mint, or not mint, sorry, you want to buy, and then you'll get charged a reduced gas fee because you're commingling those into one transaction. Well, it's not one transaction, but because you're initiating a batch, you get it a slightly cheaper gas fee. So that's why people buy in bulk, and you can see that was 11 days ago. Then this person here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did not mean to click that. And you can kind of sometimes tell how they're doing it because sometimes the names are people's names, and sometimes they're the sort of short code. These things aren't loading. Short code like this, meaning usually they're done through a software or service. and so it kind of like is done through something else. But you can kind of get what I mean, right? And so I'm going to be looking to try to pick up a couple more of these and potentially, see how this plays. The only thing I would love to see is like an alert system where it alerts you when the floor price gets to a certain price. That'd be nice, because it would be nice to be able to list. The problem with this as well is you've got to accept that the strategy you're employing is what you want to employ, and not be upset if the price goes to 0.2 ETH, because you've got to set it up in advance, because if there's a spike and you're not at home or you don't even notice, you sell and you make your profits. The thing that would be nice to add is an alert system, so that if it does get up to 0.09, just below where I am, I can obviously look and maybe list 2 more that I haven't got listed, for example. Or if it gets to 0.01 or 0.12, I can get a notification so I can jump on and now list my 2 NFTs for the floor price, but that is actually currently higher than what I'm going to be selling them at. So if it gets up to here, these are going to sell, or if it gets up to here, they've already sold. But I don't know where that price will get to. I don't know if the floor will get to 0.15, 0.1, 0.12. So I'm going to be potentially losing a little bit of profit because I don't know where that floor could pop to. So I have to be conservative and say, you know what, that the floor around here is not a lot, and it doesn't take much. If a person goes and buys 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that will sell, and now I'll be at the floor as the cheapest. Yeah. And if it would be nice if we could get an alert system from something, so that if the floor popped up to here, like within half an hour or an hour, which is going to very much happen, I could actually then list it instantly, well, pretty close, to instant. I look at my phone, see a notification, come to the computer. Within 2 minutes, I've got mine listed at 0.1399 or 0.135 if the floor kind of stuck at that price. And even if the floor comes down a bit, I can potentially sell it at this price. And I'm making the difference between obviously where I am now and then this price. That would be something that is probably out there with some softwares. But obviously you have to work out, is it worth potentially paying for that software to get that notification? Is the profit difference between selling here and here beneficial for you for the subscription cost, blah, blah, blah. But that is going to be my little, the end of this first episode, 0.4 to 1 ETH. The only reason I said 0.4 to 1 is because that's what I just had in my balance. I converted it to Wraps ETH for about $1.50, and then the Wraps ETH I put bids in across the whole collection, so that I don't have to independently go into each one of these and make an offer and keep literally going through every bloody NFT, like the first 30 NFTs here, because the people that are selling me their NFTs, you don't actually see what they were potentially selling it at before, and they may not have been selling it. It doesn't show you unless there's a way. Listing? Wow. This guy listed it 10 minutes ago. Oh, that's me. Yeah, so that's interesting. So this guy listed it 15 hours ago for 0.17, and then he ended up selling it to me at a Wraps ETH bid like 5 hours after, and 0.17 on here. Let's have a look. Ready? So look how, if I wanted to capture maybe selling it to that person, look how many bids I'm going to have to be putting in here. I'm going to have to put a bid on this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Basically all of these. That's going to take like half an hour. Maybe half an hour. Because you've got to independently go in and make an offer on the ones you want. But I'm happy to do it across the collection. But you don't know which one you get. But that's why you're playing with the floor, because it basically doesn't matter which one you get. If you happen to get a more decent one than not, then that's just that's an extra, if you're scoring them out of 10, you've got an extra +1 that you can sell it for like $3 more. Hey, $3 is $3 considering there's no extra work going in. Because this is a 4,900, that's actually better, but I am cheaper. So it's about right, yeah? If you look at the rankings here, 4.2, obviously these are quite low at the floor. That's kind of how you do it. This one's actually 4.1, so mine would not get it sold. When you're around these thousands, it's not too much of a problem anyway. Like, it doesn't matter too much. Usually the cheapest will just get bought, but it gives, if someone goes, oh look, I like this one and the ranking's better, but it's a tiny little bit more expensive, maybe someone will buy it. and you'll get a quicker sale, and you get a slight premium of like a couple of dollars. Hey, it's nothing fancy. We're not doing anything magical here. Keeping it pretty straightforward and simple. I was looking over other collections to do this on, but I always regress back to this collection because the worst case scenario, it doesn't sell. I'm happy to actually build up some of these NFTs for myself because I love the artist, the collection. I understand where the floor has been on these NFTs. This person bought it a month ago at this price, and that was not a problem. So I know where the floor can go quite easily, no matter where the floor goes. If this happens to go south, it goes to 0.05. Hey, you can pick up more because it. Then you can obviously sell those at 0.1 because you picked them up so much cheaper somewhere here. Obviously, then you can scale up, and that could take time, or it might not take time. But I got the options. And so, yeah, enough from me on this video, a bit too long, but I wanted to just go over the detail there because, the NFTs is pretty confusing and complicated and a little bit, faffy in terms of all the different bits you've got to be sort of analysing and checking out to film like a cohesive understanding of what your plan is. That is the plan. I've got more wrap teeth in the account to pick up any more that people want to do. So, if I click here later on today and I've got more, beautiful. I can then employ that same principle behind it. If I think I can buy up to 0.062. How much? 0.03. I can pick up like 6. So yeah, I'm just trying to see how much I can pick up with the amount that I put in. I can pick up 6, so I've basically got another 2 open bids. While they're open, I'm going to leave them. See what happens, and yeah, we can go from there. Now, if anything does happen, I will do an update video and so on and so on. I don't really use this account for anything else. I've got my ledger connected. I haven't got it connected to any other websites or anything. It's always disconnected, so it's pretty isolated. Unless there's someone on this on my videos potentially actually using some of this information, but all this information is public. Like you can see like my wallet address and transactions and the amount in the wallet. You can see this all on the ledger. There's nothing fancy, it's unnamed. Like it's not even like you can't even see this full name. You can't even see the full name on MetaMask. So I don't know. Essentially that's maybe it, but we'll see. If these get taken away from me, then we know it's something on the videos that's causing people to somehow hack my account, which is still beyond my capabilities of thought. But hey, until you come across these things, you don't know how to react and then obviously improve security for yourself later on. So if that happens to be the case, hey, I'd rather lose 0.062 now and then like 5 ETH in 2 years' time by whatever the issue is. So leave the video there, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.